Hey guys, welcome back to more Battlefield 2042. And now, in today's video, as the title suggests, I want to talk a bit about the gap between casuals and non-casuals, sweats, unemployeds, whatever you want to call them. I want to talk about this because, you know, I've been in the gaming scene for, 2 decades. I've been in the FPS scene for the same, and it's just, I notice things, me am noticing. I notice things, I remember things, I pick up on things, right? Pattern recognition, very strong tool that some people lack. When it comes to gaming, right? Gaming has evolved a lot over the years, right? As gaming has evolved, some people have decided to evolve with it, and some have decided to drown instead of, swimming. If that makes sense what I'm getting at. And I feel like the skill gap is just getting larger and larger, but I don't feel like skill gap is the correct word to use. So I don't really know what to call it, but I feel like people just refuse to evolve alongside gaming, and oftentimes these people will just say that they want like old thing back because old thing good. I think there's a prime example with COD Zombies with that, where people just want the old game back. The old way of doing zombies instead of just evolving with it. Because quite frankly, old zombies, it's not very rewarding for your time. And I personally would like to be rewarded for my time, right? And it's not that I need keys jingling, because it's not at all the case. I just want to be rewarded for my time being put in. And I've said for a long time, but I don't think fun is really a factor that should be taken into account really for rewarding time put in, if that makes sense what I'm saying. I'm not describing it very well, admittedly, but all right, C5. But I just feel like what really brings this topic to mind and why I want to talk about it is because the Riley clip on Twitter, could be one of the things, but I just feel like the gap between casual and non-casuals has just gotten larger and larger because they put I wouldn't even say they put the time in, they just evolve alongside the evolving landscape. Because of that, they have an advantage. Gaming isn't as simple as it once was, if you want to put it that way. It created this larger gap because of it. And instead of admitting that they just won't evolve alongside gaming, they just blame everybody else. These toxic entitled casuals, as I've talked about before. Don't snipe me. I think the blame is being put on the wrong people. I don't think it's the studios. I don't think it's, the people that want to put the time and effort into getting better. I really do feel like it is just these toxic entitled casuals that just can't admit it's just not for them. That's okay. Not everything is for everybody. Another thing that makes me talk about this topic is I feel like bots are just far more intelligent than most of the players that I encounter in this game. This match sucks, by the way. My team is doing nothing. Like, look at that, bro. There's 1 in 7 down there. At what point do you have to stop and realize maybe this ain't for you? What point? I feel like, especially in 2042, I feel like I'm the only one putting up numbers any of the times. I don't even feel like I like, and I'm not even trying. I'm just playing. I'm just vibing. And yet, I genuinely find that the bots in this game are more intelligent than the average player. I would love, right, if somebody could do like a deep dive or like a study into the current state of gaming and the divide between casuals and not casuals. I don't know. I guess the preferred term, that's a shield, would be sweats, unemployeds, And I'm not here to do deep dives. I'm just here to rattle off what's at the top of my brain, Like, do you guys... Okay, that was weird. Do you guys see the pattern that I'm talking about where gaming has evolved and skill expression has evolved alongside that, and the people that refuse to evolve alongside that usually just blame everybody but themselves for their poor performance? I'm just curious if you guys have noticed that too or not. Bad spot. Don't want to be here. Maybe I do want to be here. Oh. It's just something that I've noticed for years looking back, right? I feel like I'm crazy a lot of the times in what I notice and other people don't notice. That makes sense. I want to bring light to it. That's a lot of grenades. There's another one up here. But there's just such... Ah! I hate that shield so much. But there's just such simple... Like an example, right? For me personally, is there's a lot of clips that I don't really want to include or that I don't want to use because I don't think that they're that great. But to other people, they're like the second coming of the greatest, you know, pro player ever or whatever. And I feel like I'm constantly the only one that ever does anything. And it's just, it's frustrating, you know? And I feel like the problem just gets worse and worse and worse. And then you have the people that complain about skill-based matchmaking. And I feel like it's really there to protect the people that don't want to put the time and effort into the game. I wouldn't even say the time and effort. It's just, I don't know, basic human thinking. You know, pattern recognition, stuff like that. But you have functional eyeballs, functional earballs, you know, things like that. You're able to hear, you're able to see, and you're just immediately at a super advantage over people. And I just feel like the gap is just getting larger and larger between casuals and non-casuals. I mean, look at the scoreboard. 34 and 13. My two teammates, my two squad mates, 8 and 18, 6 and 14. What are we doing here? There's only 2 other people that cracked 20 or above, you know, 20. And it's just, you look at this, 3 and 11, 2 and 8, 4 and 17, 5 and 14. These are the reasons why the leaderboard was not in at launch. The craziest thing is that I see this in bot lobbies too, where we're playing mostly against bots because most people are just sitting in AFK servers. So we're playing against bots on Redacted 24/7 most of the time, and people just don't push the bots. They just sit there. They don't move. They just sit there. And then they'll drop like maybe 30 kills. I cannot understand that at all. I cannot get into that mindset, especially against bots, dude. We're there to grind attachments or camos or level, whatever, right? Just jump in there, get about 30 kills real quick, die to being out of bounds, and then just do it over again. I do not understand playing against bots and then just sitting there and playing so timid. I don't understand it. I just don't. I just can't. It's this weird thing where it's getting worse and worse. I don't even think that it can be attributed to social media where more clips are being shown of it, because most of the time these people don't post clips. You ever see those videos where somebody will say old thing better than new thing, and then you look at their clips and you go, yeah, I see why you think old thing better than new thing. Because I saw a video recently about how older Call of Duty maps are better than newer maps, right? And this brother said Radioactive from Black Ops 1 was better than Gridlock from Black Ops 4. No, wrong. I gotta be honest, most Black Ops 1 maps, mega DD poo-poo pants, right? Horrible maps. And then you see his gameplay and you go, I understand though why you would think that way. And you can call me mean all you want, but it's the truth. It's the truth, right? It just is. And the sooner that you're willing to accept that you're just not that great, or that maybe it's just not for you, trust me, life is going to get a whole lot better for you, and you might improve as a player as well. Can I get Redacted, please? I prefer Redacted. I love Redacted. I would love to sit in Redacted 24/7, but I don't want to hit clips on bots, all right? I want to hit clips on bots that have lungs, right? Because, again, I gotta be honest, I feel like most real players are worse than bots. At least with bots, they're able to hit their shots, and they recognize when you're there, when you're flanking. It's annoying, but it's true. So, that's going to do it for today's video. I just wanted to rant on that. It's not really in-depth, you know, breakdown or discussion or what have you. You know, let me know what you think about this whole rant and ramble down below. I know most people can't think like I do, and, you know, whether that's a blessing or a curse, I really don't know. Sometimes I feel like life would be a lot easier if I couldn't think as much as I can, if that makes sense. But I also don't want to not be able to. So, Anyways, let me know what you think down below. And yeah, be sure to like, sub, and yada yada yada. I upload daily. Ooh, yeah, buzzwords. All right. Have a great night. Stay hydrated. Bye.